Hello and welcome to Fletch and Sav, the best bits today, live from Wycombe Wanderers versus Aston Villa in the third round of the FA Cup. Gareth's squad is what it cost compared to Villa's?
Yeah, nothing. We're a nominal fee for one player, and that's us. That's us. No youth team, no reserve side, no. There's nothing. The infrastructure is there in our minds, but it's not there in reality. And we need games like this to help get that back, you know. And so it is a. I think day to day I see this club. I'm involved in the running of it entirely. Andrew Howe's been fantastic getting me involved in that side of things. So I know how much this tie down to the last penny will mean to us. Yeah, it really is a big. So when I'm talking Gulf finances as well, you know, I know it's 11 against 11, and I know we're okay in form wise, and Villa haven't won for a while. But this is Premier League versus League Two. This is big. Our chairman Andrew Howard backed this idea with his own finances and produced this house, which we've called the Life Academy. They learn to live together, to work together, to get on together, to clean together, to cook together, and I believe that helps on the pitch just as much as it does off the pitch.
How's you getting on, Rory? I had the option when I was coming to Wycombe if I wanted to go in the house with the boys or live on my own, and I chose the house. I thought it would be good to get to know all the boys quicker and easier, and yeah, I had to get independent, so that was good for me.
There's 4 players here, isn't there? And Reece, who's like a sports scientist, so obviously he overlooks what we're eating.
My role within the house is to help the boys out with any questions that they might have from a physical standpoint. Little tips, little tricks, good nutrition to have.
I think if you're living on your own, sometimes you can feel a bit lonely, but you're coming back and you're always sort of talking to each other about how your day's gone. You can never hide like your feelings and that, which I guess is kind of a good thing.
We've got a great bond throughout the whole 23, 24-man squad that we've got. So I mean, but it's extra special with the guys we live with, obviously.
Why did you do it? Because they are self-sufficient, aren't they? Put the bins out, look after themselves. Yeah. It's old school, that, isn't it?
Yeah, we got a player on loan last year, 17, Fred Onyedinma from Millwall. Got him in the office. He looked like a rabbit in the headlights, scared to death, first time away from home. Me and the chairman signed him, said, right, you're involved in the squad on Saturday. Right, he got in a taxi to go to a B&B in Wycombe, first time away from home. We watched him drive out, scared to death. And we said, that day, the chairman actually, I've got to give him credit, he went, this got to change, that's got to change. We have to have somewhere where these boys can go. We're trying to create this culture, this ethos. We have to have somewhere, and he backed it with his own finances to buy that house. The boys are in there, and like I say, I'm so confident that it's walking distance from the training ground, so they can't even be late. Even if it snows, they've got to be on time. But like I say, they're cutting the grass, they're putting the bins out, they're doing the finances. Hopefully, they'll all make fantastic careers. But if they don't, and if they fall off, I can feel that they've got these skills to go, right, I've lived on my own before, I know what I'm doing, you know. So I'm really, really proud of the boys in there
as well for each other.
Well, in that season when we finished with 11 points, Aston Villa come to Pride Park and they beat us 6-0. What are we, 5 or 6 years on? Did I ever think Aston Villa would be in this situation? No, it's unbelievable. Too many players in, people not experienced in the Premier League, the manager not experienced in the Premier League. And I tell you what, they got a difficult decision in January now as a manager, as a club. I wouldn't buy anybody. Because I think sometimes what Derby tried to do in that January was by bringing loan players. Do they really want to be there? They're not in their first team. I went there because it was a last payday. I'm being honest. You know, I'm being honest. I admit it. I was a good contract at the end of my career, which I thought, yeah, it's great for me. And I think, so what kind of players can Villa attract now? Are they going to be there for the real intention of keeping them up? There's my column today. You know, what I would do is I would give the kids an opportunity. I'm not saying give up, because you never give up as a football player, but you're not going to stay up.
No.
If you stay up now, you need so many points. It's going to be very difficult.
You think, Macca, that the days of the super manager might be running out? The days of Ancelotti and Mourinho
so.
and people
so.
like that?
I certainly hope
you
so.
think that might be coming to a natural end?
No disrespect on the player, on the so-called super manager. I love Mourinho and Carlo Ancelotti, and they'll always get jobs, but this upper echelon where they just go around the top teams and
And pick where they want to go.
Yeah, I hope it is coming to an end, I really do. And I hope it gets back into, we try and bring our managers through. We have a plan, whereas Zidane will get sacked no matter when it is. He'll go. But then hopefully it'll be Santiago Solari will come through, and he's earned the Spurs right through now the Madrid system, and he knows Madrid. And then after him, hopefully it'll be another player who's gone through the ranks.
It's a great ideal. That's a smashing ideal to have. But I can tell you now, Zidane, as great as he was as a player, all the things he's done with the reserve team and developed and gone away and spoken to his experienced people, you know, come his first game, that is he'll know he's going into new territory.
Should we scrap FA Cup replays?
Softly.
No.
Yeah, I would.
No.
Yes, I would.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. What about Wycombe? What about Exeter? They're going to go.
I would make the cup more. Okay, Exeter might win.
No, financially, Sav. It could save them.
Yeah.
Look at this club. What they've said. They've got no reserve side.
Bar humbug, Savage.
I'd scrap them, mate.
Why?
Why? Because I would have it 90 minutes and straight to penalties. Excitement, make the FA Cup more interesting. I would. Okay, Exeter wouldn't get 700 grand in a replay at Anfield. I know that.
What I can't work out though is why you have a replay all the way through and then you don't in the final.
Yeah.
Well, we used to in the
final.
I played in
Some of the best FA Cup finals were the replays on the Wednesday or Thursday night.
You're then stopping these Exeter players who would probably never had the chance to play at Anfield in front of 45, 50,000 or Manchester United 75,000 people. So you're quite happy to ruin their dreams.
Yeah, it's tough business.
And I think that, talking about Remy Gard, I feel he'll not have had a chance yet to get to know the players that well. You know, he'll hardly even know the strength of the reserve side. You need a wee bit of time to get things going. That is something that has not been given to anyone anyway. You know, way back maybe 20, 30 years ago, of course, managers were getting the sack. But even poor managers were getting a length of time to do something. Here, you don't turn this round in 2 or 3 weeks. Because of the money, because of the situation, everybody gets into a panic. And suddenly you start to feel that pressure when you think you've just arrived. And so just get a win. Get a win from somewhere. Just grab a win. And easier said than done now because their run has been so long without it. I mean, they won the opening game down at Bournemouth. Haven't won a league game since then. I mean, life has turned upside down since in that time, you know, politically and in economically and everything. And you think the last time that we won a game was way back in August. That starts to erode confidence, you know, and confidence. You can talk about team spirit and people saying lack of team spirit. Even the best teams with team spirit, if they go a length of games without winning, that starts to erode. And yeah, you have a problem with it. Just get a win. Get a win from somewhere.
That's all for Fletch and Sav this week. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Keep tweeting into @Fletch and Sav in the week, and we'll see you next Saturday from 10 o'clock. We'll be back live from White Hart Lane for Spurs versus Sunderland with Joey Barton and David Bentley amongst the guests. We'll see you then.